In this video, we'll show you how to deal with quantity discounts. Um, this is based on economic order quantity. If you can order economic quantity, that will give you the best answer. If you really understand economic order quantity, it's where we've minimized the ordering cost and minimized the holding cost, where they're equal to each other. And together, that is the lowest cost for inventory. Now here we have a trade-off, because if we order more, we get a reduction in price, and so we basically have to calculate the cost out, the cost of managing that inventory and violating economic order quantity, plus the cost of the actual product. And we are ordering this from somebody else. That's why we're getting a quantity discount. Production or quantity doesn't come into account at all here. Quantity discount is in regards to ordering it from somebody else. And so we're going to go ahead and do economic order quantity just like we showed you in the earlier video, because holding cost is constant. And we want to know what that is, because that will give us the best answer. And so once again, you go back to the formula. I'm going to do it in pieces. So let's just economic order quantity here. I'll probably end up using 3 cells like I did in the past. So the top part of the equation was 2 times the annual demand and times then the setup or ordering cost. In this case, it's 120, and so that's the top part of the equation. Now, something I failed to mention here, they gave you the demand in monthly. This is data from 12.20 at the end of chapter 12. They talk about the monthly demand is 400. So I simply took 400 times 12, and that gave me my annual demand of 4,800. So that's the top part of the equation. The bottom part of the equation, then, of course, we take this amount and we divide it by our holding cost, which is constant at 35, and then remember the last part of this equation is the square root of that. And so, just a reminder, this is on the formula sheet. I just used this formula here because this is economic order quantity, and the holding cost was constant as compared to this one, where the holding cost varies depending on the price. Remember, this is production order quantity. Now I'm actually going to calculate out the total cost. I'm actually going to use this lower one here because this is the cost of managing the inventory plus the cost of the product. But let's go back and look at our answer here. So economic order quantity is 181. Well, look at this. From 1 to 99, if I order 1 up to 99 units, the price is $350. If I order from 100 to 199, the price is $325, and if I order over 200, the price is $300. Well, right now they're telling us economic order quantity will put us above this category. So we would never order less than 181 units. So we won't even consider this one, because they're telling us the best possible in regards to holding and ordering costs to minimize those and make them equal to each other is at least 181, so it falls into this category. So let's go ahead and calculate out the total cost of that idea. So if we're going to order this quantity, I'm going to just move it over here, and I'm going to say that's the quantity we're going to order. So think about how we have to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take then and figure out our annual demand then. So I'm going to do this way. We have a demand of this, and so if every time we're ordering this amount, that will give us the number of times we're ordering, times then the ordering cost is 120. So there is our order cost. Now, economic order quantity, we know that the holding cost is going to be the same amount here. So let's go through and do that. Remember, the average inventory is the halfway point between the maximum amount and 0. So we just divide that in half, and we'll times it times the holding cost in this case. And you'll see that you have both. So economic order quantity did what it was supposed to. It minimized the ordering cost and minimized the holding cost. And together this is the lowest point possible. Last thing we need to do is, so if that's the case, we're going to then have an annual demand of this times, we would pay $325 for that. And so let's add these all together then. So the ordering cost plus the inventory holding cost plus the cost of the product. That is if we go with economic order quantity. Now let's look at the next one, the over 200. So we just need to order 200. You don't want to order more than that because economic order quantity tells us, you know, these costs are minimized at 182. But let's see if we do 200 and whether this reduction in price from 325 to 300 is better. So we're going to order 200. And so here's this idea again. So we're going to take then the demand. Let me put this in parentheses here so we make sure that's done correctly. We're going to put the demand and we're going to divide it by, this case, we're going to order 200 instead of 182. So we're going to order a little bit less than we did with economic order quantity. And so you'll see that times the ordering cost. So we are paying less, 2,880 as compared to 3,174. But our holding costs are going to go up because now we're holding more. So this is the idea where you take the average inventory, this divided by 2, and times it times then its holding cost. And you'll see now we've gone up. The interesting thing I guess I wanted to point out to you is this idea why economic order quantity works. Let's take this plus this. That's $6,349 as compared to this time or plus this is 6,380. So yeah, we paid less in ordering, but we're paying more in holding costs, and therefore together these are more expensive than these. Now here's the trade-off. Because we're not paying 325, we're paying 300. Let's figure out the cost of the thing. So we're going to take the demand, and instead of paying 325, we're only paying 300. And whether that will make up for the difference of paying more in our inventory cost. So we'll add the ordering cost plus the inventory holding cost plus the cost of the product, and yeah, you'll see that we're paying less in that. What are we at here? So 100, and so this one is 1,566,349, 350, as compared to 1,446,380. So we are better off in basically violating economic order quantity, even though that gives us, you know, managing our inventory is at the lowest cost possible. Yeah, we're going to pay a little bit more because we're ordering less and holding more, and together that adds up to more. But the trade-off is we save so much money by getting them at $300 as compared to $325. And so it's worth violating economic order quantity. And that's all there really is to quantity discount. Now I'm going to, in the next video, follow up and show you how to do it when the holding cost does vary. Instead of $35 being fixed, it's 10% of the price. And so you actually have to do economic order quantity basically 3 times, because depending on what price you pay, you would have to then figure out the holding cost.